And we're back with another fight. Today we are fighting, for the first time ever, we've moved past the base game and are fighting Ambuscade. Wrong. No, there we are. And then today I am playing Legacy. Freedom 5 Legacy specifically. And then have two other usual players, if you guys want to introduce the characters you're playing.
Yep, I got Ra of the Two Horizons today.
And I'm trying out Unity, the new hero we got last session.
And I forgot to get the environments.
It also may be relevant to note that we're on advanced mode today.
Yep, so all villain targets will be taking one less damage. Yeah. And because we have a new environment, I'm using the new environment and not randomizing an environment. And Ambuscade starts out with, because we have 3 players, he starts out with 2 devices on the field. So, those are the 2 devices he starts off. Okay. And then, wait, is it damage dealt, damage taken?
Do those count as villain targets, or is it just him?
All cards,
these are devices.
All cards that have health and are from the villain deck count as villain targets.
Sounds good.
Anyways, so might as well go ahead and jump into things. He's gonna start off by just playing a card. Either of these are start of turn. Yeah, no, that's.
How's he flip?
How's he flip? I assume some of his cards will flip him.
Okay.
So he will deal the hero target with the highest health, 1 melee damage and 2 energy damage. So who has the most health?
I think that's Legacy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I am taking 3 damage total. That reduces damage, and that will deal damage. Okay, that is his one shot, and then end of turn, he will deal the hero target with the highest health 2 projectile damage.
Still you.
Still me. And then we go on to the reactive plating, which doesn't do anything. And then the automated turret, which will deal the hero with the highest health 2 projectile damage.
This time me.
Yeah. Okay. And I forgot to draw my hand, as always. Let's just start things off early with some card draw. Everybody gets to draw a card. And then I will go ahead and, hey, Unity, you get to go ahead and play a card.
Okay. Let's see here.
Do note, it can be a mechanical golem, because it is not during your play phase.
Yep. So I will play B-Bot right now.
Okay.
It has an effect where when it's destroyed, I can deal 1 target 2 projectile damage, and then destroy an ongoing or environment card.
Nice. And then I will draw a card and end my turn.
Okay. I will... Does anyone know what the Staff of Ra does?
Increases your fire damage, heals you a little bit, I believe by 3, and also you can destroy it to deal 3 fire damage to a target as a power.
Sure. I guess I will start with Summon Staff. So I search for the Staff of Ra and add it to my hand. Okay. And then I draw one. And I will play Imbued Fire.
Okay.
So all damage from a hero is now fire damage and increased by 1. And then I guess I will use my power to draw 3 and discard 2.
Okay.
How many Staff of Ra's do I have in my deck?
I want to say 3.
Okay. Probably not going to need that. I'm definitely not going to need that. Okay. And that is my turn.
Okay.
All right. As a question, can cards go over their listed health, like go above
No.
that? No? Okay, just making sure. All right, so my turn. I'm going to play the card Brainstorm. It's a one shot. I draw 2 cards, and then I deal up to 3 targets 1 lightning damage, which I think becomes 2 fire damage by
Yep.
Imbued Fire.
Yep. What?
Yep. So that'll do 2 damage. It'll do 0 damage to Ambuscade because of reactive plating.
Yep.
But I think reactive plating and the drone will take the 2.
The reactive plating actually will take no damage because that card is also taking no damage.
Oh,
And the automated turret will take 1.
okay. Yeah.
I forgot to get out counters.
Right. And I don't have any equipment cards in play, so I can't activate my power. So I'll just draw 1 card and end my turn. Oh, can I attack with cards? Or does Bebot not have an attack?
It doesn't say that it has an attack, so it doesn't have an attack until it
Got it.
does.
Got it, just making sure. Okay, my turn's done.
Okay. We then go to the environment turn. Matthew Haynes. Reduce damage dealt to this card by 1 for each cover card in play. There are none yet. At the end of the environment turn, this card deals the non-environment target with the lowest health for projectile damage. Which, if I'm not mistaken, is the B-bot.
It's Bebot. So Bebot gets destroyed. And then 1 target will take 2 projectile damage that becomes 3. And then I could destroy an ongoing or environment card. So that will destroy the Matthew Hayes card.
Do we want to destroy him?
Probably not.
Let me see. Does it say? It says I may, so it's up to you guys.
I mean,
I think he's going to be targeting the devices more than anything.
yeah. And
Powerful. And
4 damage is helpful.
yeah, pretty helpful. So yeah, so what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to work on the reactive plating, I think.
Okay, so it will take 1, and the target deals damage to Ambuscade. So that has not triggered yet.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that is the environment turn. We then go
This
to
plating is really scary.
Yeah. You will play Smashing Grab. Hero target with the highest health. A total of 3 damage again. Who's got the highest health? Me.
That's
is the damage separate, or
it is 2 instances of damage?
Because I think it changes between damage.
What would change it?
Who has the highest health?
So it's one target taking 2 melee damage and 1 energy damage.
Oh, okay. Then yeah, go for it.
Yeah. And that will jump
Evil.
to his turn, and he will deal the target with the highest health 2 projectile damage.
That's me.
And then nothing, and then 2 projectile damage. Highest health. Which is Unity.
Yep. So how much?
2.
Okay.
Okay. And then that is his turn. We go on to my turn. And then yeah, let's just go ahead and start buffing our damage.
So everyone heals one.
Everyone will heal 1. Each hero target, so that includes the drones, if there are any.
Yeah.
And increase damage dealt by hero targets by 1. And then I will use my ability, and I assume we probably want Unity to play another mechanical golem.
If they have one. Yeah.
I do have one, but I have a way to play multiple, and this card's only really useful if I have multiple golems on the field.
Okay. So in that case, Raw, would you rather play a card, or should I just put Fortitude out, which would reduce how much damage I'm taking?
I mean, Fortitude's not bad.
Okay. I am throwing Fortitude out there. And
my go?
then I will draw a card, and that is my turn. Yes.
I shall summon Staff again.
Okay.
Where is this thing? Staff of Ra. And then I'll draw a card. And play a Staff of Ra.
Okay, so that it means your damage now specifically is increased by another 1.
And we'll draw 3 and discard 2.
Okay.
Alright, so it's my turn?
Yep.
Alright, in this case, I'm going to activate another Brainstorm, which deals 3 targets 1 lightning damage, and I draw 2 cards, which that damage is upgraded.
Upped by 2.
So 3.
3 minus 1 is 2 to the turret, and then 1 to the reactive plating, and 1 to Ambuscade himself.
Maybe we don't want to hit Ambuscade. Is it optional that you have to hit 3, or can you?
It says it deals up to 3 targets. Like I
So
could
then
say I
hit
don't.
Ambuscade, because then the reactive plating's gonna hit you back.
Yeah, I assumed it just auto did it, but yeah. So I won't hit Ambuscade at this moment.
Okay.
Just because he'll absolutely wreck me. If I
Fair.
do, I draw 2. Still have no equipment cards in play at the moment, but I got one, which, yeah, that's going to be really good to get, so I'll end my turn.
Okay. Then go to the environment turn, and we have a Stout Barrel. When a gunman card would be dealt damage, redirect that damage to this card at the end of the environment turn. Play the top card of the environment deck. And that is also at 6. And then we go to
That's
the end.
6. Why is it at 6?
5. And then we go to the end of the environment turn. Matthew Haynes will deal the non-environment target with the lowest health for projectile damage, which will
Which
be
is the turret.
the turret. 4 minus 1, so that is 3 damage to turret. And then the Stout Barrel will play the top card of the environment deck, which is a Cactus. Whenever a non-environment target deals melee damage to an environment card, this card deals that target 2 melee damage. And that is at 3. Okay.
Oh, what we should have thought about was the brainstorm could have totally hit Matthew, so we could have dealt some damage in case we wanted to kill him later.
Because of the drones, yeah. Yeah. I think it's a little late now. But...
Yeah, I'm just saying we should have thought about it. Not that we can't do it now.
Fair. Then I'm going to go ahead and just lead from the front, so that way we can redirect small sources of damage to me, and then I can just reduce them at all points.
Did we skip the villain turn?
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. Good catch. I am getting to be hasty. He will play the personal cloaking device. When this card enters play, flip him to his invisible stalker side. At the start of the villain turn, if the personal cloaking device is not in play, we flip him. He is immune to damage. At the end of the villain turn, he will deal the target with the lowest health 2 energy damage. So, who's got...
That would be me, I think.
Okay, so you're taking 2 damage.
Okay.
Okay. And then we go over to the reactive plating. Reduce the turret will deal the hero target with the highest health 2 projectile damage. Mira.
You take less damage, so you should probably eat it.
I'll take it. It's just, it is not reductible, so it is...
Oh.
Yeah, all damage dealt by him is irreductible. And this is... Oh, it's that card specifically.
Yeah.
Yay. And then the personal cloaking device is just there. Good talk. Okay. And then we go to...
Your turn.
My turn. And I will now go ahead and lead from the front. So that way, whenever we're taking 1 instance of damage, I can just reduce it. Specifically from villain cards. And then, is there anyone who wants to play a card?
I think I would.
Sure.
I have a fair amount of cards I need to set up here.
Yeah. Raw, you get to play a card.
I will... Flesh of the Sun God.
Okay. You are immune to fire damage.
I have the other card for the combo in hand. I just need to play it.
Do note, at the end of your turn, you will deal yourself 4 psychic damage, which is changed to fire damage, and then you will take no damage. However, if you take no damage in that way, that card is destroyed.
Oh.
So just be aware of that.
Okay, so I'm not using that for a while.
It is one thing that I noted before then. Anyways, yeah. So you played a card, I get to draw a card, and that's my turn.
Okay, I will play... I'm gonna play Blazing Tornado. It's my new power that I feel like I'm gonna use here.
Okay.
So I am +3.
Yes. I believe so.
Okay. So I will
We need to get rid of the cloaking device if we want to start hitting him, or the reactive plating if we want to start actually dealing damage to things.
I think I want to get rid of the turret so we can reduce instances of damage.
Fair.
Okay, so I'm gonna kill the turret here.
3 minus 3 plus 3 minus 1. Yeah, that's enough. Turret goes down. Okay. And then we are on to Unity.
Yep. So I'm going to play the card Modular Workbench.
Okay.
Instead of using its effects, I'm just going to activate my power, which will let me destroy it so that I can play a mechanical golem from hand.
Okay.
And the card I'm going to put out right now is going to be Champion Bot, which has 8 health. And it increases the damage dealt by Unity and any of my golems by 1 in the future.
Okay.
And then I draw a card and end my turn.
Okay. We then go to the Gulch.
How does the environment choose who to target? Because there are 2 targets with 8 health now.
We get a pick.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it would have been very relevant if you told me you were going to do this beforehand and I left the low health target on the field.
Mm-hmm.
It's fine. I have a way to heal anyway, and yeah.
When this card enters play, discard the top 2 cards of the environment. At the end of the environment turn, if there are no cards in the environment trash, the characters are lost in time. Game over. At the start of the environment turn, put the top card of the environment trash on the bottom of the environment deck.
Okay. So basically, we just have to fill that. I can start doing that.
So good news. My power says you may either move an environment card in play to the bottom of the environment deck. So, we don't need to worry that much about it.
I would rather you didn't do that.
Fair.
I want to do Scorched Earth.
Fair. No, I'm just mentioning that for later.
Yeah. We have a lot of time anyway.
Yeah. Anyways, so that card is in play. We then go to the villain turn. He will play a card. It is... He will heal. He's already at max health. Shuffle the villain trash into the villain deck. Play the top card of the villain deck. Then we play the top card. Search the villain trash and villain deck for the personal cloaking device. Oh, it's already in play. Put it into play.
There's only one.
If you search the villain deck, search the villain deck. I'm just gonna double check, make sure there's no personal cloaking device. No, there's no others.
Okay.
So good news. We're
He
fine.
did nothing for a turn.
Well, yeah, actually, yeah. And then he's gonna go ahead and hit the hero target with the lowest health for
Which
2.
is me.
Wait, hold on. I just realized Matthew Hayes didn't hit anyone, did he? I
forgot to go through that. Matthew Hayes will hit the reactive plating since it has the lowest health of non-environment targets. And that will be hitting for...
it is tied with my champion, but...
We get to pick when it's tied.
Yeah, so flip a coin.
What? Why would we pick flip a coin if we can pick?
Why would
oh yeah.
We can pick. Why would we want to pick the champion bot?
Well, he said he didn't want me to play this because there wasn't a
no
card.
I was saying if we didn't get to pick, it wouldn't have been safe. But I didn't know the ruling on that.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, and then Ambuscade continues on with its turn, does the nothing. Play the top card of the environment deck. Actually, that might matter. When this card enters play, reveal cards from the top of the environment deck until a time portal is revealed. Put it into play. Shuffle the other revealed cards back into the deck, then destroy this card.
I don't think there's going to be another time portal.
There might.
You might want to search, because I am fairly certain there won't be.
Search. There is.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe we do want you to get rid of one of them.
When this card enters play, one player may discard one card. If they do, discard the top card of the environment deck. At the end of the environment turn, deal each target 2 energy damage and destroy this card.
Wait, what is this?
Time portal. I don't think
one of us is discarding. That can be me.
we don't need to discard.
Do we want to keep this on field?
I think we
Well, we do not. So discarding a card just means that we discard the top card of the environment deck, which gets us closer to Lost in the Past.
Oh, it doesn't actually kill sustain the portal. Okay.
Yeah. At the end of the environment turn, deal each target 2 energy damage and destroy this card. So everybody's taking 2 damage. He's immune to damage. You would take 1, and you take 2. And yeah, don't forget your bot also takes 2.
Yep, I'm adding it.
Okay. And destroy this card. And then we go through Ambuscade's turn. He plays the nothing. He then does his end of turn effect, which I don't think we've done yet. So he will hit the hero target with the lowest health for 2.
Which is me.
No, your bot is lower.
Oh, okay. So.
Oh, in that case, I might end up killing the bot.
I'm going. So I can take that damage if we rather. Because it's damage dealt by a villain card. We can redirect it to me, and I'm reducing damage by 1.
Okay, then you should probably take that.
Just flip those.
Okay.
Also, that's damage taken.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Oh, you also have counters right here if you want one.
Yeah.
That's probably better.
Yeah.
This is irreducible damage, though. Right?
Yes. Because it is dealt by him himself.
Yeah, it's probably still better that you take it so the boss or the champion doesn't go down. Wait, I don't think there's any way to save the champion. The champion can take it. If I go Scorched Earth, it's dying.
It's a hero target. It doesn't take damage from Scorched Earth.
Oh, okay. That's even better.
So, who wants to take the damage? Me or bot?
I think bot can take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bot will take 2. And then that is the end of the environment turn. We then go to my turn.
Wait, what about the turret? Oh wait, the turret's
turret?
not here anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, fair enough.
I am just. I think we want to draw cards, so I'm gonna bolster allies. Everybody gets to draw a card.
Yay.
And then somebody can play a card, or we can get rid of a target from the environment, but I don't think that's worth it. You're planning on doing Scorched Earth. So, who wants to play a card?
I could try insta repair because that'll restore health to champion mechanical golem, and let me both draw a card and play a card.
Sure.
Okay, so I activate inspired repair. I draw a card, and then I will play another card, which in this case I'm going to play scrap metal. And then I'm going to heal 3 for champion bot.
Okay. And I get to draw a card, and that is my turn.
Cool. I play Scorched Earth. All non-hero targets take 7 fire damage.
The reactive plating will be reducing the damage by 1 for itself, so it'll take 6 and die.
Is this all at once, or do we get to choose the order? Because that definitely matters for environment cards.
It does. We do get to pick the order for the environment card. Like, we do get to pick the order.
Okay.
I'm just doing these two because they're easy. That is the personal cloaking device is not reducing damage, so it just dies. It adds 7 health.
Okay. So
then,
Cactus first.
Cactus first, okay. You deal damage to the cactus. The stout barrel would not take it, and the cactus. What type of damage is it?
It's fire.
Fire? Okay, cactus just dies.
Then we go to the barrel.
Barrel
which
will
dies.
die.
And then Haze, who dies.
And then Haze, who dies.
Yeah, because if it happened all at once, I don't think Haze would have died. I think just the barrel would have died, probably.
Yeah. Yeah, well, if you did Haze first, the barrel would have taken that damage, and Haze would still be alive.
Yeah. Okay. So. Wait. Actually, do we want to keep the cactus alive and hit the boss instead?
Not an option.
We can't because he's invisible.
He's immune to damage.
Cool. Yeah, then I guess I'll draw 3 and discard 2.
Okay.
Alright, so it's my turn, and at the start of my turn, Scrap Metal activates, where I can play a card, which will allow me to play one of my bots. I will play Raptor Bot, and then Scrap Metal gets destroyed.
Okay.
Yep. During my play phase, I will now activate Construction Pylon, which is another equipment card, and I activate its power, where I can play up to 2 mechanical golems from my hand and then destroy it. I will do another Raptor bot and then a platform bot. So that's gone.
Okay.
And then, end of my turn, I draw 1 card, and the following happens. So at the end of my turn, Raptor Bot deals 1 target, X melee damage, where X is the number of mechanical golems in play plus 1. There's 4 currently. Champion Bot increases its damage by 1, so that's 5. And do I still get the? And what other buffs do I got?
So I'm
we have
buffing.
Nothing to hit, though.
Oh yeah, we have nothing to hit. Darn. Oh well.
Well, if you want,
I have a bunch.
If you can make them explode next turn.
If you want,
I'm going
you can
to betray
have
everyone.
You can have all of them attack raw.
Yeah, I could betray everyone.
Exactly.
But yeah, I just I did this because I just I wanted a bunch of robots in play.
Hear me out. Just attack raw.
How much damage would I do? Because raw will increase the damage.
I'm immune to fire.
And raw is changing the damage to fire.
Yeah.
So you would deal no damage, but you would have the satisfaction of dealing a bunch of damage.
The funny thing is that the attack it doesn't say this attack is optional. It just deals damage. So they all have to go into raw otherwise.
Well, you could also hit the villain targets, but the villain target would just take nothing. But I think it's funnier if you're attacking raw.
Yeah, so all of them are shooting fire at raw, doing nothing. Yeah, it it doesn't say this card may. It just says this card will deal 1 target damage. So
Yeah.
it has to attack.
Yeah.
Also, platform bots, it deals energy damage, which doesn't really matter right now.
Which is then swapped to fire.
Yep. But hey, if the guy was in play, I'd be doing a lot of damage to him right now.
Yeah, he's
Yep.
probably going to explode next turn.
Speaking of, it is now the environment turn. Environment will play the top card of the deck. Increase all damage dealt by 1. When this card is destroyed, deal each target 2 fire damage and 2 projectile damage.
Well, that is a beautiful card.
So I'm just going to go ahead and do that there. So all damage is getting increased by 3. Well, all of our damage is getting increased by 3. And villain's damage is getting increased by 1.
Well, actually, your damage is being increased by 3. Me and Unity have a +4.
Yeah.
We don't need to worry about the details. Anyways, at the end of the environment turn... Oh, at the start of the environment turn, put the top card of the environment trash on the bottom of the environment deck. Hey, look at that. That's Matthew Haynes.
Yeah, we have
And then,
6 turns on our countdown, so it's irrelevant.
at the end of the environment turn, if there are no cards in the environment trash, we lose. Good news is we
got 6 right now, so we're okay.
We do not lose.
Yeah.
Okay, so villain.
And then villain. At the start of the villain turn, the personal cloaking device is not in play, so he flips.
He's back in for either the reactive armor or to get another one.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he is hurt.
And then he will go ahead and play a card. Explosive Trap. When this card would enter play, shuffle it face up in the villain deck. Whenever this card is face up on top of the villain deck, he will deal each hero target 2 energy damage, then discard the card.
That's interesting. So it has to go into the top of his deck, like face up. I don't even know how we can do that in this.
That is the joy of these cards. The unavoidable explosives. Because they are actually, if I do this, there we are. Okay.
Okay, cool.
And then I'm just going to throw this over here. Yeah. And then he will deal the hero target with the highest health, which would be Raw. A total of 3 projectile damage. I think I'm going to take this damage instead.
Sure.
Okay. So I will take the instance of damage. So I take 3 minus 1, so 2 projectile damage, which is reduced by 1, so I take 1 damage.
Are the instances separate? Because would you not take only 1 then?
I was thinking of a different card.
Hmm.
It is 1 instance of 2 damage. And then it is my turn. I think I'm just going to go ahead and deal damage to the boss and draw a card. So I'm dealing 3 plus 3, so 6.
That is not 6.
I know, it lagged for a moment. And I get to draw a card. And that will be my turn. Oh wait, no, I get to use my power. So do we want to get rid of the Lost in the Past?
No, it's not doing anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, who wants to play a card?
I'm not against it, but if you have something better.
I think I'd like to play a card because that'll just boost my damage output to the boss in a bit.
Yep. Go.
Go ahead.
So I will choose platform bot again.
Okay. So you get to play a card, and then that is my turn. Raw, you're up.
Great. I play Fire Blast. I'll do 9 damage to the boss, reduced by 1, so 8. And then for my power, I will do 7 damage, reduced by 1 to 6.
Okay.
That's my turn.
All right, it's my turn. I actually, you know what? I can activate robot reclamation, but I might want to hold on to that just in case I get wiped. So I won't play a card right now. I can't activate a power right now, so we just move to the end phase.
So
where I
actually,
draw a card.
hold on.
Yeah.
Because you are not playing a card and you are not using a power, you actually get to draw 2 cards during your draw cards phase.
Oh, sweet. Yeah, that's pretty sweet, actually. I don't know that was a rule, but I guess it never came up till now.
It hasn't came up. It's very rare that you wouldn't choose one, so I've neglected to tell that to new players, but here is a perfect example of where it would be very useful.
Yeah, because I'd want to use Robot Reclamation if I had a lot more cards to move, and I can't play golems, so. All right, so at the end of my turn, a lot's going to happen. At the end of the turn, the Raptor bot moves. It deals 1 target, X melee damage, where X is the number of golems in play, +1. I have 5. That means it's going to do 6. Champion bot increases damage by 1, so that's 7. Then we got the 3 sources of damage, increasing it to 10. -1, so that's going to do 9 to the boss. And then my second Raptor bot will do the exact same, doing 9 damage to the boss. And then both my platform bots will do 3 energy damage, which becomes
Yep, that's
7 energy damage, 7 fire damage reduced by 1 for 6 each. And that's my turn. I'm sad I didn't get to kill him, but by God. Oh wait, he's gonna die next turn.
Do any of them hit multiple targets? Because if you could blow up the explosives...
No, it only deals 1 target.
Okay. So the environment will then have a go. And
You had an invisible focus sash.
it is more cover. At the end of the environment turn, we play the top card of the deck. Environment deck. When this card enters play, reveal cards from the top of the environment deck until a time portal is revealed. Put it into play. Shuffle the other revealed cards back into the environment, then destroy this card. So we reveal a card. That is not time portal. That is not time portal. Not time portal. Not time portal. Not a time portal.
Okay, so they only got 1.
The other one's in the discard pile. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
And then destroy that card. Okay. And that was the environment turn. We then go to the villain turn. Let's see if he can kill us this turn.
Or bring out his invisible.
Or bring out his cloak.
He's begging for the cloak.
And it is not the cloak. It is a Sonic Mine. When this card is destroyed, this card deals each hero 2 Sonic damage. Target self-damage this way cannot deal damage until the start of the next villain turn. And then
so he's counting on it somehow being destroyed without him taking damage.
Yeah. And then he will go ahead and deal the hero target with the highest health 2 projectile damage. I'm just going to go ahead and take that instead. And take 1. And then it is my turn. Where, I don't know. I'm just going to go ahead and draw 2 cards and end my turn. I'll let one of you 2 get the victory.
Yeah, I'm good with Raw taking the win.
No, I'll just draw 2 as well.
Okay. All right. So it's my turn.
Kill the mines.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see.
No. I mean, kill the wagon. Kill the wagon.
Kill the wagon? Okay, I'm gonna kill the wagon. So I'm gonna do nothing, end my turn, draw 2, and then I'm gonna have all the bots do like 50-something damage to the wagon, and it'll explode.
Wagon explodes. For fun, it's gonna kill the Sonic Mine first. And the Sonic Mine will deal 2 more damage to all the hero targets. But so we cannot deal damage, but that's okay because the wagon's gonna kill the boss anyways, and we're gonna win.
Yeah.
I don't think all those instances of damage, 2 fire and 2 projectile, so that would be 4, 5, 6 damage. Can everyone survive 6 damage?
Yeah.
Yeah. The bots can't, but
Yeah,
that's
the bots-
fine.
Yeah. Actually, Champion Bot was at 7, so I think it survives at 1.
Okay.
And the bots went down in a blaze of glory. They
Yep.
killed the thing that killed the boss.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that was certainly faster than I was expecting.
Yeah.
We're having rather fun endings to these things.
Yeah.
We had a fun kill last time too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, one of them, we had the cop shoot the alien guy.
Yeah. That was on Grand Warlord Voss.
Yep.
And then I forget how we ended last time.
Mm-hmm. We're just having environment victories. We don't need the heroes at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we're doing it the hero way, where we won't kill them, but the bricks that fell on their head will.
It would be interesting at some point in time to try to do something similar. Like if we get really good at the Nuzlocke, try to do something similar, but we're never the ones to do the final blow to the villain. Only
Yeah.
the environment is.
Yeah. Yeah, and I could say that Unity is pretty fun. If you get a lot of golems on the field, you just do so much damage.
Yeah. But do note though, the problem for her is just getting them set up. It really helped.
Yeah.
It really helped that I had a power that allowed you to play a card.
Yeah, that was really helpful. Power Pylon did help because I could play 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, she has
That's
trouble
good.
getting them set up, and there was one card which was basically useless. Except it would have been much more useful if I was using a different version, the modular workbench.
Yeah.
Because that card just plays 1 golem. It's an equipment card, but it causes me to discard a card, whereas I could just use my power and destroy it that way to not discard a card.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyways.
On second thought, it would have been even funnier if I killed the explosives wagon as revenge for all the bots that attacked me earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. I guess that's another issue, whereas that in theory, like, because the robots, they don't have a clause that says may, so they have to attack something.
Yeah.
Which that could be really bad if like you were at 21 health, like Legacy, like you would have been like in the single digits if I had to attack you with them.
Well, do note though, you could still choose to attack the villain. They would just deal no.
Oh yeah, true. It would have done nothing. That's true, but yeah, that was just a funny scenario where it's like, oh god, I can't actually attack the villain because the robots can't see him, so they'll just attack the nearest target, which is Legacy or something.
Like, I'm sure at some point there's going to be a villain that's untargetable.
Yeah.
So I do know the villain with the lowest amount of health in the game has 6 health.
Okay.
The goal of that fight is keep her alive.
Oh. Yeah.
If she dies, we lose the game.
She's like Godzilla from one of the movies where he's gonna explode, and they have to find a way to keep him alive long enough that they can stop him from exploding.
Yeah.
I think it was Destoroyah was the one.
So what did we unlock from this?
So we just finished the mini expansion pack 1. So we've unlocked the Rook City expansion, next, I believe.
Nice.
I do not know off the top of my head who's in that expansion and who we are fighting, so I have a little bit of setup for next time we play. Probably next week, we'll see.
Okay.
But yeah,
Yeah. So Rook City is coming.
Rook City is coming.
Yeah.
I think we get
Also,
some heroes like Mr. Fixer and such.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I did like that one of the first cards Devon played, the turrets, had Unity in like the flavor text.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Well, so one thing to note though, Unity, Silver Gulch, and Ambuscade all came from the same mini expansion pack on
Yeah.
in the video game. Do note, I'm going by video game expansion order, so.
Oh, this is a video game?
There is a video game version on Steam that has been on sale before for like a couple bucks. It does not have
Okay.
all of the expansion cards and such, and Tabletop Simulator is more accessible and more like useful for a wider variety of people, and that is why I'm using Tabletop Simulator. However, I do for if you've seen the thumbnails for the YouTube videos, I've been
Right.
taking those from basically setting up the scenario in the video game.
Yeah, that's pretty neato.
Yeah. I
Also,
have
How does
I
the
have
video
all the
game work? Do you control all the heroes by yourself?
you can also play it multiplayer as well.
Okay.
But yeah. No,
Or
for
you can just be like, I'm going to beat everybody as Raw. Raw's gonna defeat all the villains alone.
yeah. For fun, I've also been doing a little bit of solo play in the video game, trying to go through the Nuzlocke on my own time as well. I ended up going to Citizen Dawn, and then just wiped there as I was doing her advanced mode, which is a lot more difficult than just regular Citizen Dawn.
We've done it in person.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so yeah, I'm looking at the other two unities. One of the unities is just I'm going to deal myself damage and play the Golem, which is a lot harder to use
Yeah,
because
especially
health
in a
is a resource
especially in a Nuzlocke
in a
scenario.
Nuzlocke. Yeah, and that's where a card like that modular assembly would be useful.
Yeah.
And then there's the other one who's all about destroying golems and then shuffling to deck and then move a golem from trash into play, draw a card.
Yeah.
Which is pretty tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah, Unity would do really well with Tachyon and Legacy for sure.
Tachyon, Legacy, some of the other heroes who are about playing cards.
Yeah. I drew a pretty fun card at the end there where if I played it, I could have let one of you guys activate your power out of turn, which is pretty fun.
That is really good with one of the other heroes who I think is probably one of my favorite heroes. He's called Stuntman, actually.
Oh, yeah. Stuntman.
Yeah. I unfortunately don't think we unlock Stuntman till near the end of the Nuzlocke, so that'll be...
I've tried a whole bunch of heroes now, and like, there's only one I really enjoyed, and he's already dead.
Who, Raw? Or
No, I liked Wraith, but she died the first time we tried to fight.
Yeah. Wraith, Haka, Absolute Zero, Fnatic, all four of them dead.
Yeah.
Eventually we'll probably end up wiping and having to restart, and then you can use Wraith, and then we'll be going from there.
I'm just waiting for the tree. I like the tree.
Well, I think she's a villain first, so we won't fight her till we won't unlock her till near the end as well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
I'm also waiting for us to be able to use the custom heroes.
Yeah. Well,
I summon Captain Titus from Warhammer Space Marine.
So custom heroes, I don't know. We might play around with those a little bit, like on our own time, or if we eventually manage to finish like all of the base game and expansion heroes, and then we'll probably go into the Mutants and Masterminds heroes from there. And then once we finish those, sort of nuzlocking, I think we'll just put a save point there, and then go through Mutants and Masterminds. And then from there, we'll, if we want to continue doing this, I don't know how many years in the future that'll be, but we might be able to start trying out some custom.
You think that is going to take years? How many bosses are there?
I think there's like 60 or something like that. And if you factor in time to wipe and such, like there's a lot. Like it'll take us a while.
No, we're not planning on losing again.
So for context, I think the next expansion we unlock 2 environments and 2 heroes. And 4 villains.
No villains?
4 villains.
Oh, okay.
One of the expansions near the end, I do know. I looked it up. You unlock no villains, but 4 heroes. So in that expansion, I'm probably going to take the variants. And that'll be when we fight the variants.
Yeah.
So there are 6 villains who have variants, such as Cosmic Omnitron, Mad Bomber Baron Blade. So when we get there, we'll do basically 6 rematches in a row. But yeah. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now.